before you get called. This is the Village of Royal Palm Beach Special Magistrate hearing for Wednesday, April 10th, 2019. My name is Doug McEwen. I'm the Special Magistrate. Like I usually say, if you have a code enforcement issue, you are in the right place. All right, the first thing we're going to do is swear everyone in, and as we get strays in later, we'll probably have to repeat that. And someone's feeding back. Okay. Everyone, please raise your right hand, say I do, and we're done. Does everyone swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
I do. Everyone except for the woman just sitting there. All right. Most of our cases will be either fine assessment hearings or violation hearings. In those cases, the villages will go first. When you hear your name, please go up to that podium over there, identify yourself. The village will show you some documents, and then you get to respond to whatever claims they make, and I get to make a decision. That process flips for the 4 or 5 people who are on the fine mitigation agenda. They have already been through a violation hearing and a fine hearing, and they're asking for relief. In that case, she gets to go first, and the other 3 people maybe as well. All right, please turn off your phone. I really don't care. I won't let you that much, but you know, you don't want to have to jump to go shush it. And with that being said, Village, please take it away.
Sure thing. Amity Barnard, Assistant Village Attorney.
And you're the feedback
It's
person.
really loud. We're starting on page 1 with the fine assessment hearings.
Okay.
That's better, I think. We're starting with status/fine assessment hearings. Case 18-1702, 10627 Misty Lane, Christine A. and Randall G. Ives.
Margaret Hancock, Code Enforcement Inspector for the Village of Royal Palm Beach. I'd like to enter the following documents into evidence. Exhibit 1, order granting continuance and setting status/fine assessment.
Yes.
Verification ownership. Exhibit 3, AS400 permit information. Exhibit 4, email from zoning, and Exhibit 5, picture.
Okay. 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 You have a signed green card. You can proceed. Please identify yourself for the record, sir.
Randall Ives.
Thank you, sir. These are the exhibits that the village would like to enter into evidence.
Yeah.
Exhibit 1 is the order granting continuance and setting status/fine assessment hearing with the signed green card. Exhibit 2 is proof of ownership.
Mm-hmm.
Exhibit 3 is village permit information. Page 2, page 3. Exhibit 4 is an email from planning and zoning. And Exhibit 5 is a photograph of the violation.
Awesome.
Do you have any objection to these
No,
documents?
no, not at all.
Thank you, sir.
Okay. So if this is status/fine assessment, well, go ahead. What do we have? We just have a shed and a setback and no variance applied. And if this is a status/fine assessment, you've been before me before and we were supposed to do something, meaning you,
Meaning me.
and what happened and why it
Yeah,
was
so
done or not done.
Yeah, so Magistrate, I appreciate, since we last met, I've had some medical setbacks, so I've had some time that I've had to make up. I know that I did receive the variance application like I was requested, so, and it did take me some time to get it filled out, and for that I apologize. But I do believe that I do, as of today, this very moment, have it completed. But I'd like to add first that, you know, I know you guys hear a lot of sorely comments and irate customers here, but I want to take this opportunity to say thank you for the many opportunities that you guys have given me. Margaret stays in touch with me via email, and it's much appreciated because sometimes I do lax off. But so I do stand here today. I do believe I do have a completed variance application, just pending a check from my wife tonight. She didn't get to work in time. Of course, I didn't get to the city in time before it closed, but I can be there tomorrow morning to try and finish this up if it pleases.
Okay, so he's sucking up really good.
Thank you.
Well, it's reality, and he's working towards it, and he's got the application, and we're gonna bump it another month because he's gonna submit this application within 2 days.
Yes, sir.
That way, if you break your foot tomorrow, you still have the next day to crawl in,
Absolutely.
okay?
How long does a variance normally take?
It's
I
gonna
don't know.
take weeks or months, and it's all fine and dandy, as long as he's in the process, he's in the process. He's gotta notify all his neighbors within, what, 500 feet or so? I don't know what the,
300.
300 in this jurisdiction, it all depends on the jurisdiction.
So, yeah, my neighbors they're willing to sign off on anything.
Most of them will totally ignore this stuff, but you have
Yeah,
to go
it's-
through the process, you have to appear before the board. You're probably, what, in a side setback?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Most people don't care. I mean, it's gonna be more of a problem for you than anyone else. You know, you may have your shed over your water lines or your sewer lines, but
Yeah, and it's
Is
not,
that
but
gonna hurt?
but it's okay. Yeah, I get it. I understand. It's within that.
all right,
that-
so next meeting,
Instance.
status fine, and hopefully he'll be out of the, or into the process, and we can.
Yes, if we could establish a compliance date of 5/6,
5/6
Absolutely.
is fine.
and then a status/fine hearing at the 5/8 hearing, and maintain the $25 a day fine.
Yeah, and what I'm really looking for is you having that application.
Do you want to
No,
view that I
we
have it here?
believe you.
Okay.
You're here. You just have to talk to your wife nicely.
Yeah, it's true.
Okay. All right, 5/6, 5/8, 25, status/fine granted.
Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you, Magistrate.
You're welcome. Next.
Staying on the same page, moving to the fine assessment hearings, case 18-1946, 834 Azalea Drive, Matthew J. Nelson and Joshua Vargas.
Gail McLean for Code Enforcement for the Village of Royal Palm Beach. I'd like to enter into evidence the previous order, finding violation, Exhibit 2, verification of ownership, Exhibit 3, pictures, and Exhibit 4 is the AS 400 printout that no permit has been submitted.
Okay. All right, you have a signature on a green card, I assume? It's a line, anyway. Is that your squiggle, sir? Or your wife's squiggle?
No, I don't know who that is.
Can you state your name for the record?
My name is Matthew Nelson.
Thank you. These are the exhibits that the village would like to enter into evidence. Exhibit 1 is the previous order finding violation.
Okay.
Page 2 of that order, as well as the signed green card. Exhibit 2 is proof of ownership. Exhibit 3 is the village's ISO 400 permit information.
Okay.
And Exhibit 4 is a photograph of the violation. Any objection to these documents?
No.
Thank you, sir.
Okay. All right, so we have a shed/structure in disrepair, and it does not have a permit.
Correct.
Kind of looks like a stable or something, almost.
I know. Well, the main issue that I've been having is when I was here last 3 months ago and found out what I needed to do to, get the permit and make this okay with the village, I didn't know that the drawing that I need to acquire for the shed was going to be as expensive as it is. It was $3,000 for the drawing from the only architect that I could get to talk to me from the list that I got from the city. But my main problem is I just haven't had enough time to save up that money. I'm a single income household. My wife is pregnant. We were due to have our second child in 3 weeks. I make just 30 grand a year. So $3,000 is, a big chunk of my money. So I've managed to save up about half of that in the last 3 months, $500 a month. Just putting that aside is a sacrifice for our family. But, I know it's something that I need to do. I just haven't been able to get enough money to get it done by the deadline, which was the 29th or whatever it was.
Okay.
And the issue we have here is we're in the predicament that we typically are in. This is a fine assessment hearing. He was given several months to comply. So the village is in a position where we need to start a fine running. Because as it sounds like he's making progress, but there doesn't sound to be a definitive date by which a
Right,
permit could be
it's-
issued. So
Now, why are you so attached to the shed? Because, how much is a TED shed these days? I have no idea.
Well, it's not, I don't know what a TED shed is.
Well, it's just a metal shed that you buy somewhere, and they come in with a truck or a crane and they drop it down.
Okay, oh yeah, I gotcha. Well, this is not like that. This is more of a built structure with posts and wood and framing and everything like that. It's not quite the same thing as, having sheet metal wrapped around some aluminum framing. It's more sturdy, more solid. And it's been there for 10 years. I have Google Maps images from January 2009 showing it on the property. You know, it took you guys 10 years to find this problem, and you want me to solve it in 3 months. And
The problem was that you started tearing it apart, and that's when it caught my attention, and when I looked in our records, all that was permitted there was a fence.
I understand, but that's still the fact remains that it has been there for 10 years, and I was only doing that because some of the siding, the wood siding was deteriorating, so I wanted to make it look better for curb appeal, et cetera, and, you know, not let it fall into disrepair. I have since stopped all work on it because that's what it told me to, said stop all work, so I left it as it is right now, and that's kind of where we're at. As I was in the process of repairing it, you found out that it wasn't supposed to be there. The fact is that it has been there for over 10 years, and I want to make this right, but I'm not a
here's
big
what
money
we're-
pool.
I have a lot of people who come to me with sheds that have been there 10 or 20 years.
Okay,
Okay, a lot of people buy the property with a shed that's been there for 10 or 20 years. They had nothing to do with it, and all of a sudden they are saddled with the problem.
right.
You have bought an illegal shed. You know, or
Okay.
you have created one.
Okay.
And then the question becomes, what do you do to remedy that situation?
We
And,
have to acquire drawings.
well, you're gonna have to get engineering drawings,
Yes,
and
that's
the
what I'm
person
referring
is gonna go out there, and they're gonna go out there and they're gonna say, you know, you have this wooden structure,
Mm-hmm.
and it probably is not hurricane strapped to anything.
The rafters are strapped to the frame.
Right,
I mean, I
but-
don't know all the terminology. It's
But-
strapped to the concrete that it's the posts are sitting on.
But you're gonna have to get an engineer out there to verify all that.
That's
and
what
do
the
all
$3,000
wind
is going to
loads.
cost me.
And all I'm saying is, you know, when you're done and said, all said and done, you're gonna have an old shed that may or may not make the engineering at all. Especially given the fact that, you know, if you do not have all the right hurricane strapping and all the right joints and joists, it's just not gonna pass any wind load tests.
I mean, it's survived plenty
So-
of hurricanes, so I'm pretty sure
I
that.
understood, but, you know, it's getting old. I have a
I
have a
want to
playhouse I
replace all of
built.
the
It's-
old wood.
You know, I have a playhouse I built, 8 by 10 feet, 13 feet tall, 14-foot posts,
Right.
all wood, 3 hurricanes. You know, it's starting to look old and shabby. I'm thinking about taking it out. What I'm telling you right now is you can spend your $3,000 and you can go get this engineered, and you might just be throwing it away. Or you can see how much a Ted shed is, which has a set of completely done pre-existing engineering drawings that you just hand over to the village, and you're permitted. And you have a new structure.
Okay, I understand that's your
So
opinion,
that's,
but I don't
that's
want
fine, but here we are now, you've had 3 months in order to do this. You're
Right.
saving up money. I assume there's been no contact with the village during that 3-month period.
He showed up at the last hearing, and I explained to him that if he wasn't able to do it, his best bet may be to take it down, but
Yeah, and he doesn't seem to want to take it
No,
down.
no, I don't want to do that.
And if you don't want to take it down, that's well within your rights to leave it there, but right now, I have an order, I have a date, I have non-compliance.
But do you
and
understand the
I
incentives?
understand exactly what you're
I
saying.
have no incentive to, you know, let's say we start these fines from today. You know, I have no incentive to then acknowledge you guys at all. I just ignore you. You put liens on my house. It's my homestead. I'm never going to sell it. I don't want to go down that route. I just want a little bit more time so that
Okay,
I can
well-
become compliant.
You've had 3 months to become compliant. Your activity level during that 3 months has been, according to you, saving money. That is not acceptable or not a legal excuse.
Okay.
It is what, $325 plus
No, it's been
continuing?
out for 12 days, so $300 in continuing.
$300 in continuing. It's
How long
just
does it
so-
continue for? Let's say the
It
next
continues until
60
you
years,
sell
I
the
mean-
property. I've seen $90,000 fines here.
Okay,
Okay? So if you want to just completely ignore it, that's well within your rights.
understood.
Thank you, sir. 300 plus continuing granted. Next.
We're moving now to violation hearings, page 4, case 19-0144-775 Carissa Drive, Veronica S. Whitaker.
Okay, 3. No, page 4, she's number 3.
Page 4, third one down.
Sir, I'm a huge Miami Heat fan, but you do not look like a Veronica to me.
I don't. I actually have paperwork notarized here to represent her.
Great. What is your name, sir?
Ralph Curtis.
Ralph Curtis. And that is just straight Curtis, no double S's or anything strange?
Ray Curtis.
Okay. All right. So we have a fence permit shed. He's got some sort of authorization to represent them. Yes, a lot of this docket is, the building department has decided that they just wanted to get rid of a lot of their old permits, and they gave them to you.
Pretty much.
They've dumped
Okay, Dina.
basically them in the lap of,
Dina Foley, Code Officer for the Village of Royal Palm. The description is, permit 181531 has expired. 9/1 is the code. I observed this on 2/5/19. The notice of violation, notice of hearing were mailed out 2/5/19 and were signed for on 2/9/19. We'd like to enter the following into evidence. Exhibit 1, notice of violation, notice of hearing. Exhibit 2, verification of ownership. Exhibit 3, permit information.
okay, you have a signed green card. They no longer keep cursive in our schools, I think.
I see the letter that you have giving you authority to speak today. Okay. Can the village keep this, or do you need this back?
For copies, for our records,
Okay,
will
we'll
be
make a
fine.
copy. Okay. These are the exhibits that the village would like to enter into evidence. Exhibit 1 is the notice of hearing, notice of violation, and the signed green card. Exhibit 2 is the village's ISO 400 permit information. And this exhibit is proof of ownership. Do you have any objections to these documents?
Just like to see who signed for that because no one was. Yeah, there's neither my or her signature. So I don't know who signed for this.
Well, someone at that address signed for that according to the post
It's
office. so-
just me and her that live there, so.
Yeah,
I mean, I'm not fighting it at all. I mean, I've paid for the extension of permit already.
All right, we'll get there. Let's get through the documents so you don't know. It's illegible, so I can't tell who signed it, but
Yeah, that's
the
not,
postman delivered it and somebody signed for it.
okay.
I'm just gonna show this to the magistrate and I'll bring it back to you.
okay. He has an authorization?
Yes.
I will take any form of authorization. Oh my God, it's a formal one. Accepted. You can add it to the record. We can substitute a copy in later. You can send it back to him or keep it or do whatever you'd like. Okay.
Thank you.
All right, so we have a fence permit that expired. He's re-upped it, I take it?
Yeah, he came in and paid for the
Extension.
permanent extension, so the paperwork's in.
So what do we need to do? He's got his paperwork
And
in,
asked for time.
just time?
Yeah,
What-
it needs to be issued, so we're asking for compliance by 6/6 or the 6/19 fine assessment hearing or a $25 a day fine.
All right, you've done everything you need to do. The village needs to do some work getting your permit out.
Okay.
As long as they get it to you by June 6th, they should be good. Then you're no longer in code enforcement. You are back into the building department. You have 6 months to get your inspection. And if you do so, you are no longer in code at all.
Yeah, as soon as we get that phone call, we'll call for the final inspection.
Okay. Is that good? Is everyone good? 6/6, 6/19/25?
Yes, thank you.
Granted. You get an order in the mail. Like I said, you just have to wait for them to approve it. You've done everything you need to do. And then,
Sounds
once
good.
they approve it, get it inspected ASAP.
Sounds good. Thank you.
Thank
And sir,
you.
if you could email a copy of that agent authorization form to code enforcement,
Do I have a copy of the?
No, you have the originals back.
You have
They
the
gave-
original
the-
back?
the
Yeah, we just
email
need a
I have-
copy of it.
Email I have to send it to.
you can go back there and we'll give it to you.
Okay,
Thank
Yeah,
you.
just scan it and send it to them. They just want to make sure they have a complete record.
sounds good. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Staying on the
Next,
same page, 19-0177, 355 River Bluff Lane, Isaac and Brenda Bolden.
that's the permit police.
Code section is 622-105.5, permit 181474 for window changeout has expired. I observed this on 2/5/19. The notice violation, notice of hearing were mailed out on 2/11/19 and were signed for on 2/20/19. We'd like to enter the following into evidence. Exhibit 1, notice of violation, notice of hearing. Exhibit 2, verification of ownership. Exhibit 3, permit information.
Okay. Permit extension applied for. All right. Please present the documents to the respondent. Sir, you are? Your name, sir?
Isaac Bolden.
Great, thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. These are the exhibits that the village would like to enter into evidence. Exhibit 1 is the notice of hearing. The notice of violation, and the signed green card. Exhibit 2 is proof of ownership. And Exhibit 3 is the village's ISO 400 permit information. Do you have any objection to these documents?
No,
No, actually, the documents help you out. Yeah, that last page document is what you want to show me, which is you have paid the permit fee, you're just waiting for your permit to come out, you're a mirror image of the gentleman before you. I'm going to give the village until June 6th to issue your permit, or he'll appear at the June 19th hearing and be subject to a $25 a day fine. I dare the village to come in here and ask me for a fine if they don't issue the permit before the 6th, or until after the 6th. They'll get it done before then. Okay, and now all you have to do is, once you get that, have the windows been installed?
pardon me?
Have the windows been installed?
No, it's not. There's a defect with window panel that I just revealed to a technician yesterday. In fact,
Okay, well, you're going to have a
the
problem.
work isn't complete. The work still isn't complete, and it's been over a year,
Right, you
1
have
year
a-
and 1 month.
You've got a problem with the company.
I have problem with the
empathize.
company. The company is like,
Yeah, I empathize, but at least you're doing the right thing. You've got the permit extended. Hopefully, they will
okay.
provide the service that you paid for. So, all right, 6/6/1925. And if you come back, I'll remember you.
6/6/1925,
Yeah, you have to have the permit issued by June 6th.
June 6th.
And you already have it in because I see you've already paid the fee. So it's going to be issued probably in 2 to 3.
He said the contractor came in.
Oh, great. So it'll be, how long it takes permits these days? 2 or 3 weeks?
By then, yeah.
Okay, great. Thank you very much. You'll get an order in the mail. You're good.
Thank you.
Thank you, have a good night.
Moving
Next.
to page 5, 19-0187, 100 Jacaranda Court, Harry and Sarah Bayron, Sarah E. Bayron Trust, Harry and Sarah Bayron Trust title holders.
Code section is 622-105.5, permit 18929 has expired for miscellaneous work. I observed this on 2/7/19. The notice of violation, notice of hearing were mailed out 2/11/19 and were signed for on 2/13/19. We'd like to enter the following into evidence. Exhibit 1, notice of violation. Exhibit 2, verification of ownership. Exhibit 3, permit information. And Exhibit 1, notice of hearing.
Okay. All right, you have a signed green card. You have service.
Your name, sir?
Harry Byron.
You. These are the exhibits that the village would like to enter into evidence. Exhibit 1 is the notice of hearing, the notice of violation, with the signed green card. Exhibit 2 is proof of ownership. And Exhibit 3 is the village's ISO 400 permit information. Do you have any objection to these documents?
No.
Thank you,
I
sir.
don't.
Okay. All right, so permit 18-0929 was applied for and expired in January, I take it?
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's okay. The permit expired when? It's on the code.
Okay, let me get this. It expired on, was sent to,
I think I said, thought
1/12/19.
Yeah, January 12th, 2019. You need to get your permit extended.
Yes, this is the issue we have. We contracted this company, Priv Energy, to install solar panels in our house, and they pulled the permit. I came here to pay, but they told me I cannot pay. And they installed the panels in June of last year, and the system never worked, and they're not showing up, and we don't know what to do other than we hire a lawyer to sue them because they got us. We have a system that doesn't work. Period.
Okay.
And they're a no-show.
Can he file a change of contractor just to extend the permit to himself? This is a homestead property, or no?
Excuse me?
Is this property homesteaded or not?
Yes, it is.
Oh, okay, there's liability issues on releasing the prior contractor here. And you have liability, well, okay. Give this man some more time. He's fighting with the people. It's gonna take a
If you
while.
need a copy of the letter of
Submit it
engagement.
to code enforcement, just so they know. They can see the attorney sent the letter.
If we could, we'll extend it out an additional month.
Yeah, that way, because I'm just gonna get a status again in
Right, so compliance by July 5th,
7/5,
or status/fine at the 7/10
7/10/25.
hearing, or $25 a day, yes.
All right, I gave you an extra month because of your problems with the contractor. Hopefully you can get them to at least extend the contract for you while you're arguing with them. Or they extend the permit, excuse me. And if you can't, well, maybe your lawyer can do something for you. Okay, sir? That's all I can do is give you a little bit more time. You're
Yeah.
getting an extra month more than the other people.
We'll see
asked
what
for.
happens, because they got us with, they pocketed additional $7,000 over the $28,000 that we're paying for the project, so.
Yeah,
and they're-
I had a lot of roof cases coming before the board after the hurricanes, same thing. They were fighting with insurance companies, you're fighting with, the contractor. So good luck to you, and hopefully your lawyer will do a good job for you.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Next.
Next, moving to page 6, second from the bottom, case 19-0234, 257 Sandpiper Avenue, Anita K. Pfister. Oh, I'm sorry, I skipped one. Top of page 6. I'm sorry, you're
Okay.
next. 19-0167, 100 Waybridge Circle B, Carrion S. Bryan.
Okay.
Code Section 622, 105.5, permit for storm shutters has expired. I observed this violation on 2/5/19, sent out notice of violation, notice of hearing on 2/11/19, and posted it to the property. I'd like to enter the following documents into evidence. Exhibit 1, notice of violation, notice of hearing, affidavit of service. Exhibit 2, verification of ownership. Exhibit 3, AS 400 permit information.
Okay. You have an affidavit of service, so you have service and you can proceed. Ma'am, your name?
Carry on, Brian.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you. These are the exhibits that the village would like to enter into evidence. Exhibit 1 is the affidavit of service for the notice of hearing and notice of violation. This is the notice of hearing, notice of violation, and the USPS tracking information. Exhibit 2 is proof of ownership, and Exhibit 3 is the village's ISO 400 permit information. Do you have any objection to these documents?
No.
Thank you.
All right, admitted without objection. All right, so shutter permit,
Yeah, I spoke to her this morning or this afternoon and explained to her what she needed to do, so.
okay. Have the shutters been installed?
No, they haven't been installed yet.
Okay. Are you doing it yourself or someone doing it for you?
I'm trying to get someone to get it installed for me.
Okay. Yeah, you need, did you apply for this permit or did the,
I think my realtor did,
Oh.
because I didn't, yeah.
I have no idea. Would it have to be a contractor? Because I did mine
As an owner, though.
as an older builder. Oh, okay. Okay, so,
You'd be asking for compliance by 6/6 or the 6/19 fine hearing or $25 a day fine.
okay. Yeah, you need these people to, actually, either pull another contractor, can they just withdraw it since they haven't done it?
Can.
You can just get them to withdraw it and then they can pay a new fee when they're ready to do it.
Okay.
That'll solve your code problem.
Okay,
It won't solve your accordion shutter problem,
yeah.
but it'll
maybe
solve your
shutters.
code. If they installed it, I'd say switch it over, you get it inspected. But if they haven't installed it, you can, what does she have to do to?
She has to come into the office.
You have to come into the office, talk to Stephanie or someone at the front desk and they'll show you how
I'll have
to,
to go out there to verify that it wasn't done.
right, how to undo a permit, then, they just have to pay another permit fee for the next
So
go
that's
around.
on 6/6? Or when?
You want to do that as soon as possible.
Okay.
Or renew the permit, either
Or
one.
either or, it's just why aren't they installing why aren't they installing you this much later is the problem.
Okay. Understood.
So, yeah, I mean, maybe, apply for a new permit when you get the new person to help you.
Okay.
But this
sounds good.
gets you out of code problems, so, okay, 6/6/6/19/25, yeah, ditch the permit for now if they haven't done it.
Has she paid for them to be installed, though?
Well,
No.
she had to pay, have you,
The
no?
contractors?
Yeah, have you
No.
paid for the shutters?
No, because that's not, like, they would have to start it first and then I'd be able to
No,
pay them.
okay.
Okay, good. Everyone's even, you just have to get the permit removed, and you have until June 6th to do that. They'll tell you how to do it at the office. It should be fairly simple, correct?
Yes.
It'll be fairly simple.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, great.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Now
Next,
staying on the same page,
now down to the bottom.
19-0234, 257 Sandpiper Avenue, Anita K. Pfister.
Code section 622-108.4, they were installing gutters without a permit. I observed this violation on 2/14/19, sent out a notice of violation, notice of hearing on 2/14/19, and I received it on 2/19/19. I'd like to enter the following documents into evidence. Exhibit 1, notice of violation, notice of hearing. Exhibit 2, verification of ownership. Exhibit 3, pictures. Exhibit 4, AS400 permit information, and I forgot to do an affidavit of compliance.
well, there's your Exhibit 5.
Yeah.
All right, so this is going to be simple, but the town attorney loves showing paperwork off, so you get to look at it first before I say finding of fact.
Okay. Anita
Am I
Pfister.
correct about the finding of fact?
Yes,
These
sir.
are the exhibits that the village would like to enter into evidence. Exhibit 1 is the notice of hearing, notice of violation, signed green card. Exhibit 2 is proof of ownership. Exhibit 3 is photograph of the violation. Exhibit 4 is the village's ISO 400 permit information. And that's it. So
And Exhibit 5 will be the affidavit of compliance.
Margaret did her job.
any objection to these documents?
No.
Thank you,
All
ma'am.
right, finding of fact is granted. They say you got your permit, everything's good,
Yes.
life moves on.
She got the permit today.
Take care.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Yeah, you can't install gutters on your house for 5 years now without a permit.
Yeah, don't do it again.
Moving
Let's
next
see.
to page 7, case 19-0150-10229, Okeechobee Boulevard, Cobblestone Village at Royal Palm Beach.
Okay. Number 8. We have some strays that came in too.
The code section is 622-105.5, permit for commercial renovation has expired. Observed this violation on 2/6/19. Mailed the notice of violation, notice of the hearing, certified, and got the green card backdated. I'd like to enter into evidence Exhibit 1, notice of violation, notice of hearing. Exhibit 2, verification of ownership, and Exhibit 3, permit information.
Okay, you have a green card with, looks like it got stepped on, but it is service.
Erica Bradley,
In your relation to the property?
the assistant property manager.
Thank you. These are the exhibits that the village would like to enter into evidence. Exhibit 1
Mhm.
is the notice of hearing, the notice of violation, and the green card. Exhibit 2 is proof of ownership,
Mhm.
and Exhibit 3 is the village's ISO 400 permit information. Do you have any objection to these documents?
No, not none.
Okay. All right, so permit 18-742 was never closed out. They need to close it out. Or actually, they need to re-up it, then close it out.
Yes, the tenant, which is New York Bagel and Deli, I believe, their GC opened the permit. They had a falling out, of course. One of the tenant's partners passed away, left him financially unable to continue. I spoke to the tenant this morning, and they actually have a new contractor that would be opening or, I guess, transferring the permit in their name to finish the work, which is good.
So we can do this all by June 6th?
Hopefully so.
I'm holding you to it, but that's okay. Come back if they don't.
Okay, someone
All
will be
right,
back.
6/6, what's my other dates?
6/6 or 6/19 fine assessment hearing or
6/19.
$25 a day fine.
Granted. Hopefully you have enough time.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you. And we're actually gonna go back to page 2,
Okay.
repeat violation hearings. The first one, case 19-0340, 244 La Mancha Avenue, Frank C. Bances. Can you state your names for the record while we're waiting for the code officer?
Excuse me?
Your names,
Line
both
and Frank
last names?
Suarez.
Which one is that?
Line,
Your name is Frank Suarez?
Frank Suarez.
Your name is?
Line, ALAYN.
Thank you. Last name?
Suarez.
Thank you. And I guess, what is your relation to Frank C. Bances?
He's my brother.
But that's not you.
Excuse me?
Neither one of you is Frank Bances?
He's Frank. Me.
Okay. I thought both your last names were Suarez. Go ahead. Thank you.
Okay, this is a repeat violation. The code section is 14-4A for disabled unregistered vehicle. I observed this violation on 3/4/19, mailed the notice of violation, notice of the hearing certified, and posted on the property. I'd like to enter into evidence Exhibit 1, notice of violation, notice of hearing, and affidavit of service. Exhibit 2, previous order finding violation. Exhibit 3, verification of ownership, and Exhibit 4, pictures.
All right, you have service via posting, you can proceed.
Do you want me to show them to you and you translate it to him? Is that?
Yeah,
Okay.
can you speak slowly?
Sure. These are the exhibits that the village wants to enter into evidence.
Where's that one? For him?
They're all exhibits. I'll go through them.
Okay.
Exhibit 1 is the affidavit of service for the notice of hearing and the notice of violation.
Alright.
Do you want to tell him that, or you want to do all of them?
I understand a little bit.
Okay. Exhibit 2 is the previous order finding repeat violation. Second page. Exhibit 3 is proof of ownership. That just shows that he's the owner of the property from the property appraiser. And Exhibit 4
Okay.
is photographs of the violation, of the repeat violation. Can you ask him if he has any objection to these documents?
Okay.
All right, admitted without objection. So the problem is the boat, I take it?
Yes, it's unregistered.
Okay. And is the boat in a acceptable place if it were registered?
Yes.
Okay. So, does he wish to say anything?
Yeah. It's showed there is repeat violation, but the first time is one boat and the second time is the different boat.
It doesn't matter, it's,
The
it's,
repeat.
That's okay, I understand, and we remove already.
Okay, but the repeat is not that it's a boat. The repeat is when he had the semis there without tags on them.
Yeah, the problem is,
It's the
we
same
bought
color.
it, and we have to wait for the registration and everything.
Yeah,
That's-
you
that's
can't,
why.
you can't bring anything like that.
I understand
Okay,
perfectly.
all right.
okay, well, are we still gonna do the 6/6 thing, or no, this is
No, no,
just a
this is a
fine?
violation. This is a
This
fine.
is a fine for just whatever days, okay.
Correct. This was out of compliance for 35 days at $50 a day, so we're asking for a fine of $1,750 and not continuing.
Okay. Because you had the prior violation, you know, you don't get time to remove the or the boat,
Correct.
or the what?
Yeah, I mean, he's had different vehicles there that were
They were
unregistered.
unregistered prohibited
Right.
vehicles, so it kind of
It's all the
flows.
same, it's all the same code. If you bring anything there that's not registered, it's gonna be another
That's not
violation.
happening again.
Okay, well, I have,
We bought the property, you know,
yeah,
1 year, 9 months, 1 year already, and we don't know that. If
Right.
we know that, we don't buy that house, for sure.
well, no, the problem is not the property, and it's not even the boat. It's a lack of FL numbers on the boat.
Now we know.
If you had FL numbers on the boat, they don't care.
That's
You
okay.
know, as long as it's registered. So just put some FL numbers on the boat. You can put it there. You don't have to pay storage on it. You just have to do that before you get it to the property.
Okay.
Okay?
Special magistrate, before we move on, I don't believe the brother was sworn in. He showed up late. The property owner.
Okay.
Mr. Grancy's.
And there are a couple other people who walked in late, I thought. So anyone who walked in late, please raise your right hand. Say, I do when we're done. Otto Romano? There you go. Please, does everyone swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? Say, I do. They all do. Okay, we're all caught up. All right, I'm going to do the $1,750 fine. We're just going to leave it there. It's going to stop. You don't have, it's a homestead property?
Yes.
You can pay it whenever you want to. You can pay it at closing when you sell the property. They can't foreclose on it. It just sits for a while. Next time you try to bring a vehicle like that, just get it registered before. Or if you have a big question mark, call them and talk to them first. They'll tell you. They'll tell you, we'll allow this, we won't. I had a boat for 25 years. I loved my boat.
Okay.
Okay? They're the best things in South Florida. FL numbers don't cost a lot. Okay?
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Now we're moving to the page 7, fine mitigation hearings, case 18-0307, 310 La Mancha Avenue, IH6 property, Florida LP.
Okay. 10. Okay. Bye.
I'd like to enter into evidence Exhibit 1, the fine mitigation request, Exhibit 2, order assessing fine, Exhibit 3, verification of ownership, and Exhibit 4, affidavit of compliance.
Okay. How much is the fine?
9,000.
Okay. Please state your name for the record.
Yes, hello, my name is Julie Hines. I'm an authorized agent for IH6 Property Florida LP.
And Ms. Hines, why should the fine be reduced?
The violation that was issued in February of 2018 was related to the fence permit for a fence that was repaired after Hurricane Irma. And in addition to the fence permit, there were some issues with pressure washing that was needed. And we did complete the pressure washing within 60 days. Unfortunately, it was considered a repeat violation, and so fines began. And there was some difficulty in processing the permit for the fence to be completed. Although it was applied in April, it didn't finish until June. So
Okay.
it ran on.
What is the village's position regarding this request?
If I could, Special Magistrate, if I could make a correction to the agenda, there's
Sure.
a typo. It should say driveway, sidewalk, and structure stained, not signed. We
Oh,
can correct
well,
that on
that's
the record.
fine.
Unfortunately, because this is a repeat violation, the village is opposing reduction in this case.
Okay, since you did take some efforts, I'll reduce it from 9,000 to 8,000, so at least you didn't come here for nothing.
You wouldn't consider maybe like the date they actually applied for the permit, since it was an Irma-related issue?
There were a ton of Irma-related issues in town regarding signs or regarding fences, and I have a hard time excusing a lot of those because a lot of the contractors knew they just blew it off.
Well, I know they didn't just blow it off. I mean, there was some kind of.
They asked, and I have reduced it, but you know.
At April 25th, when they applied for the permit, it would have been 85 days at the $75 a day, so that would be 5,100? About half?
I see no reaction from the village.
I
They-
have to stand, repeat
Now,
violations, this is a
I
commercial
understand it's a
property, so I-
repeat violation.
Correct.
And if it was just totally ignoring everything, that would be one thing. But they're saying that they applied for a permit and it was not issued for 3 months? 2.5 months, whatever it was? 2.5 months? Is there any validity to that? Because I have to take that
That's-
into consideration if it is.
That goes back to rehashing the merits that could have been discussed at the fine assessment, the repeat violation and fine hearing.
There was attendance at that hearing.
What?
There
No.
was attendance at that hearing.
Okay, so you were here, you just didn't bring it up, or,
Well, it was a predecessor of mine, Ms. Vega. She
all
attended
right,
the
she didn't bring
hearing.
it up to the attention of the village?
I have to stick with, that was the time to make that argument, and we're here before you with the fine that was assessed based on the testimony that was given at that hearing.
Yeah, I understand the position. I will just have to give them some level of credit. I'll drop it to 7,500 then.
Okay.
So,
And a payable date, if you could,
give me a day, 6 days out, and that'd be
60
fine.
days would be 6/10.
7,500 by 610. At least you do get credit for your application. It did seem to be a bit of time.
Perfect. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Next.
Staying on the same page at the bottom, 18-1980, 869 Camellia Drive, Ulysses C. Silverio.
Okay.
Code set, oh, I'm sorry. We would like to enter the following into evidence. Exhibit 1, fine mitigation request. Exhibit 2, order assessing fine. Exhibit 3, verification of ownership. Exhibit 4, affidavit of compliance.
Okay. Oh. Okay, you have a packet you need to present to them?
No, this is fine mitigation, I don't need to show it
Okay,
to him.
put it back up. What's the amount of the fine?
The fine amount is $500. And your names for the record, please?
Ulysses Cruz.
Shelly Cruz.
And what is your relation to the property?
I'm the owner of the property.
Your last name's not Silverio?
Yes, my second last name.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, why should the fine be reduced?
I don't speak good English, but I'm gonna try to speak. If there is any problem, my daughter gonna translate for me. I have the property renting, and the tenant buy the little trailer, and they park the little trailer in the front of the house. We didn't know we cannot do it. One day, he called me that they received the letter. When they gave me the letter, I saw that I have the fine. The letter say that I have to, the letter said I have to pay the fine. The next day I came to the office and I didn't know what kind of violation they were making. And they say to me, we sent to you 2 letters before. I got the notification. I say to the lady, oh, I need a copy of the notification. I went to the tenant, they say they never received any notification. When they receive something to me, they call me to me. I know the fault is mine because in the property appraiser appear my address in that property. The next day, I went to the property appraiser office, I changed the address, I removed the trailer, I did everything what I could do it.
Okay. And what's the village's position?
Unfortunately, because of the amount of the fine and the fact that there's still legal work to be done to release the liens, we're opposing reduction.
Okay, they're saying that they have more than $500 in costs involved in getting the $500 fine. And even if they do, they're gonna end up with even more costs involved releasing the $500 fine if there were a more valid reason. Unfortunately, you had the address to the property instead of to your other property, I guess, where you could have gotten the notice. So it's really not the village's fault. So in this case, there's really not much I can do to reduce this fine. It's really I mean, how much are the costs involved in this case? Probably $1,000 or $2,000?
But yeah, I don't even have a tally, but there's, even in releasing the lien, assuming it's paid, there's another $250
Yeah, I mean,
for future action.
the village basically has paid them almost $2,000 to find you $500, and I can't really reduce it below their costs.
Okay.
Okay? Pay the $500, when you can. It's not a big deal.
Okay.
You just talk to your tenants. I mean, they don't understand these things. That thing would have been fine in the garage. It would have been fine screened by a fence or something. It can be allowed. It just wasn't allowed where it was.
Okay.
Okay?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Staying on the same page, the case right above, 18-1585208 Natchez Trace. I think that's Avenue. Let me confirm that with the code officer. Lauriston Sims.
Okay.
I'd like to enter into evidence Exhibit 1, fine mitigation request. Exhibit 2, previous order assessing fine. Exhibit 3, verification of ownership. And Exhibit 4, affidavit of compliance.
This can't be much either. Okay. Next, okay, here you go. What's the amount of the fine? I would assume,
$2,050.
oh,
Your name, sir?
Lauriston Sims.
Thank you.
all right, Mr. Sims, this is a shed done without a permit. Why should the fine be reduced?
When I got the fine, I had a stroke. So I had a stroke. I couldn't remember how to do it. I'm recuperating now. So
I wasn't aware of that.
you?
No, I was not aware of that.
Yes, I do.
Okay, well, seeing that I've lost people in my family from strokes, I'm kind of sympathetic here. What is the village's position with regards to his issue?
The village would agree to a reduction to the amount of $778 payable in 60 days by 6/10.
Is that acceptable to you, Mr. Sims? They were willing to reduce it to $778 to wipe it out by, if you can pay it by June 10th? Yeah?
I mean, I actually was surprised that I did not hear from you because you always respond to me.
I-
So I was not aware of that.
Okay, and that's probably less than their costs as well.
She knows. She knows.
Okay, so we'll reduce it to $778 payable by June 10th. You make that payment, you're clear. Okay, sir? I hope you do better. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. We're moving now back to page 3, violation hearings. Top one, 19-0145, 285 Ponce de Leon Street, Kevin L. and Rebecca H. Duncan.
Okay.
285 Ponce de Leon Street.
Right.
Yep, we're just waiting for the code officer. Thank you, sir. What's your name for the record?
Peter Sanchez.
Your relation to the property?
We're their contractor. We're
you have
performing
a-
the work on the property. I have a written
You have a letter?
authorization from them.
Say your name again for me.
Peter Sanchez.
Yeah, when we're done with the hearing, yeah. I can't speak with you till we're in the middle of a hearing. So once we're finished, I'll speak with you. Thank you.
Code section is 6191, 6th, the house is damaged by a fire and needs permits to repair it. I observed this violation on 2/5/19, mailed the notice of violation, notice of hearing certified, and posted it on the property. I'd like to enter into evidence Exhibit 1, notice of violation, notice of hearing, and affidavit of service. Exhibit 2, verification of ownership. Exhibit 3, pictures. And Exhibit 4, permit information.
Oh,
The
okay.
permit was applied for yesterday.
Kind of figured that because I see the permit says for now. Got it. Okay. Here we go. This needs to go back somewhere over there.
Can the village keep this copy?
Yeah.
Thank you. Okay. These are the exhibits that the village would like to enter into evidence. Exhibit 1 is the affidavit of service for the notice of violation and the notice of hearing. Notice of hearing, notice of violation. Exhibit 2 is proof of ownership. Exhibit 3 is a photograph of the violation. And Exhibit 4 is the village's ISO permit, 400 permit information. Do you have any objection to these documents?
Nope.
Thank you.
Okay. It seems to have motivated some action because you have a permit applied for yesterday.
Correct.
Or was it, yeah, yesterday. So hopefully that works.
We have applied for permit as of yesterday, but we were waiting on the engineer. That took long, and also the insurance approval.
I
That
would
just came
understand.
in January.
Okay. I remember driving home one night and getting stopped. Then I had to back up and turn around and figure my way out around it. And we used to call that the haunted house because it was just kind of spooky and there was no one ever outside and it's sort of covered in pine needles, which probably helped with the fire. All right, so what does the village want to do? Is this a 6/6? Will they get their permits done in time if we
Yeah,
do that?
compliance by 6/6 or the
6/19,
6/19 fine
uh,
hearing, or $50 a day fine.
6/6, 6/19, 50. Ooh, they're subjecting you to a potential $50 a day fine because you've got a bigger thing going on.
We were informed by when we submitted a permit that was going to take about 5 weeks, 3 to 5 weeks, but they're backed up. We would like
Okay.
an extended time, or depending until you guys release the permit,
Yeah,
since
did
we have
give you an
submitted.
extended time. This is an extended time.
Right, we were originally gonna ask for compliance by 5/2. I've extended that an additional month.
So you
Okay.
got,
You have about 6 weeks.
Okay.
and then if you're coming back in a month and you walk in here with the, I applied for it and it's taken them so long and, yeah,
Okay.
that's a good excuse.
Alrighty. So we're not going to be fined until we get the.
Well, you're not going to be fined until you're not going to be fined until the June 19th hearing if the permit isn't issued by June 6th. So June 6th is your critical date. As long as a permit is issued, then you're just back to building.
Okay.
And you just have to deal with, permits, inspections, closeouts. I see the dumpster there every once in a while, so.
Correct. We've gone as far as we can that the building department would allow us.
Yeah, I see the demo. I could see through the house once.
Yeah.
So, okay. 6/6, 6/19, is granted.
Thank you. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Next.
Bottom of the page, 19-0284-109 Gibraltar Street, Eddie's Property Investments, Inc.
Code section is 622-108.4. Windows and doors were done without permits. I observed this violation on 2/2019, mailed the notice of violation, notice of hearing, certified. I have actual service and posted on the property. I'd like to enter into evidence Exhibit 1, notice of violation, notice of hearing, and affidavit of service. Exhibit 2, verification of ownership. Exhibit 3, pictures. And Exhibit 4, permit information.
Okay.
Oh, sorry.
I have all this, but I'm not going to give it to you.
I got all my casework all mixed up over there.
All right.
Sure if I had enough.
There, that'll make you happy.
It was kind of hefty.
All right, you have actual service and you have service via posting, so you can proceed.
Your name, sir?
Eddie for Eddie Property Investment Incorporated.
What was your last name?
Eddie Suko,
Spell it.
SOOKHOO.
Thank you. These are the exhibits that the village would like to enter into evidence. Exhibit 1 is the affidavit of service for the notice of violation and the notice of hearing. Just shows that it was posted to the property.
Oh, okay.
This is the notice of hearing, notice of violation. Exhibit 2 is proof of ownership from the property appraiser website. You got a little out of order.
I see it.
Exhibit 3 is photographs of the violations.
Yes.
And Exhibit 4 is the village's ISO 400 permit information. Do you have any objection to these documents?
What was the last thing you just said?
This is the permit documentation from the village.
Okay, all right.
Showing permit information.
Yeah, that's what. Yeah.
Any objection?
No objection.
Thank you, sir.
All right, admitted without objection. Trying to remember if I tried to buy this house.
You know, maybe.
I lived on the next block. I was looking at houses all over that neighborhood, the neighborhood there.
That house has a lot of history.
So it sounds like I don't want to know about it, so.
No, don't.
This
Okay.
property is complied, special magistrate, so we're asking for a finding of fact.
Finding of fact is granted. That was easy. So they're saying that you did stuff without a permit, but you got permits and you're good and you're done.
Thank you.
Okay.
Bye. Buy a lotto ticket. I hear it's up to 100 mil on the
All
Powerball.
right. Thank you.
All right, so we have people in the audience. Do
We
you
can
need?
still have more.
Okay, we have more.
To page 5,
Got it.
third one down, 19-0187, 100 Jacaranda. Oops, I'm sorry.
No.
Second one from the bottom, 19-0087, 121 Raven Court, Ernest Garvey.
Code Section 622-108.4, they enclosed the carport without a permit. I observed this violation on 124-19, sent out a notice of violation, notice of hearing on 124-19, and I got the green card back. I'd like to enter those following documents into evidence. Exhibit 1, notice of violation, notice of hearing. Exhibit 2, verification of ownership. Exhibit 3, picture. Exhibit 4, AS400 permit information.
Can I have a seat, please? Thank you.
It's a high seat, can you get up there? Can I lower this, Margaret?
Possibly right there in the front.
I don't need to do nothing more. Finish. Goodbye.
Adios.
I want to make sure.
Dude, you're done.
Thank you.
I like people get their stuff taken care of. I like people you know. Okay. Cool.
Can you get on there?
Okay.
Maybe just a regular chair.
Don't know. We'll find out.
Regular chair.
Okay.
You want that one?
Yeah.
Is that better?
Yeah, sure.
And just bend the mic down, maybe.
Yeah. Point the microphone downward. Hopefully it'll work.
George, is this shade?
Yep, we'll get there, just 1 second, hold on. Did you already read everything?
Yeah, I read everything in.
I think you have the wrong name of the owner on the agenda. I have, that's just an agenda thing.
That's who's on property appraiser.
Miss Edwards? Yeah.
Oh, when did this switch?
We print out a wrong, Papa?
No, you just, I will entertain a motion to amend the agenda to change the name of the owner to Madeline Edwards pursuant to the latest property appraiser information.
Yeah.
We don't have good service. Can I see the rest of the documents?
Oh, the rest of the documents are all fine. You have the address right on the property. You have the address, the name of the person right, you just have the wrong name on the agenda, that's all. So you're gonna correct the agenda?
Yes, sir.
Is that a motion to correct the agenda?
Yes, sir. Motion to correct the agenda to reflect the correct
Owner of 121 Raven Court is Mergeline F. Edwards?
Merlene F. Edwards, yes, sir.
That is granted. Now we can proceed. See, if you don't think I'm paying attention, I am. All right. Ma'am, your name is?
Megalyn Edwards.
See, I told you. All right, show her some papers.
These are the exhibits that the village would like to enter into evidence. Exhibit 1 is the notice of hearing, the notice of violation, the signed green card. Exhibit 2 is proof of ownership from property appraiser website. Exhibit 3, photographs of the violation.
What violation? Which is the violation? Which of them is the violation?
She's asking what the specific violation
What is the
on this photo.
violation?
The carport was enclosed without a permit.
Judge, can I say something to you, sir, please?
One minute, we just have to get past the papers, then we can talk.
So it's showing the carport.
No, you can't stay at the street and see it. You have to drive a way out to see the back of the house.
Okay, we'll get there. We'll get to the merits. Hold on one second. This is Exhibit 4, Village's permit information from their ISO 400 permit system. Do you have any objection to these documents?
Yes, because she cannot stay at the street and see it. You have to drive a way round. It's a big lot. You have to drive in the driveway and come right round and come through the gate to see the shed.
It's not a shed, ma'am. We're talking about the carport being enclosed.
Judge, you see this? See this shed here, sir. I take the picture of them to show you, Your Honor.
Okay.
I take them to show. It's a way round the back.
It doesn't matter if it's in the back or not. Let me see.
Your Honor, I just purchased the house the 12th of July.
Okay.
The 12th of
That's
July.
why- That's why I corrected the ownership on the agenda, so it reflected you. Let me see the pictures.
My Hannah,
Excuse me, ma'am. Let's relax.
Bitch.
Are we even dealing with?
Watch out.
I'd like to show these to the code enforcement officer. Does this have anything to do with the case? Or is that just patio in the back?
A way around the back, Your Honor, a way around. It's a big lot of land. You have to drive round and come around. It's a big lot of land. You have to drive, and the gate is there. You have to drive up and go around. But my Hannah, you know what happened? My neighbor knocked on my door the first of January. Let me stop speaking to the judge. My Hannah, the 1st of January.
Okay. What am I?
That is the carport.
Oh, okay, so they took a carport and
Not
they.
showing you that end of it. I mean, they're showing the other parts of
Alright.
it where it's screened
We're
in.
stopping for a second. In my world as a Florida boy, a carport is an open garage.
Correct, that's what it's permitted to be.
Okay, so it's permitted to be an open garage. And how did they enclose it? Screening it?
Shed, a screen, yes.
You see the picture there in front of you, sir?
Yes.
There's a door, and there's some plastic.
No, plastic is mesh. All of that is mesh, Judge.
Okay, well,
And those are the man that didn't leave those things in the shed. The owner leave those things in the shed. When I purchased the house,
you're calling it a shed. It's really a carport under the village code. I'm looking at a permit with a date of approval of November 30th, 2004. This is your approved permit for that structure. And what has happened is, from what I see, the approved permit drawing does not include doors on the ends. So you need to get a permit to put a door on this approved
I can't take
structure.
off the door because these are the things the man leave in the house.
I'm not telling you to take the door off. I'm telling you, you need to get a permit for the door.
to take off the doors.
No, you need to get,
I don't need the shed, Your Honor.
no, stop. You do not need a permit for the shed because the shed is permitted. There's something in here that says it's approved. The problem is when you closed off the end and you put a door in there. That is something new. So you
Yes,
need to
sir.
get a permit for the new thing.
Yes, sir.
The door or the covering on the end. Once you get that permit, you are fine. So I'm going to give you time to go to the village and apply for the permit for the door because it was not included on the approved shed or the approved covering structure permit, which was approved on November 30th, 2004.
Thank you, sir. But I'm asking you, please, Your Honor. I'm 84-year-old. I was doing nursing and I hurt my back, so I can hardly walk. If I don't get assistance, I can't come around. And I don't need the shed. Those things you see in there is what the man leave in the shed is not mine.
Okay, well, here's your two choices, and I'll give you plenty of time to do that. You either remove the door,
Yes, I'll do that.
or you just get it permitted. You can keep the door if you want, but it has to be permitted.
No, I don't.
We're going to give them till whenever.
Thank you, Your Honor, yes.
Okay, we're looking May, or actually you have June, we had July.
5,
No, I'm going late on this
so
one.
7-5.
7-5, good. Okay, there's a 7-5 right above it, so
The
7-5,
hearing
7-10,
for $25.
25, and dang it, I forgot part of my speech.
Man, I permit.
All right, once you get the door removed, I'm giving you until July 5th.
Thank you,
okay?
sir.
Once you get the door removed, you call the lady.
Your
and
Honor.
you have her come out and verify the door is removed, and
Yes,
you're
sir.
fine.
But I'm going to say something, Your Honor. My neighbor, the 1st of January, came to the house. I'm not acquainted with him. And he said to me, Miss Edward, whenever you're going to do any repair on your house, make sure you check if the man had a permit to do the house. And Your Honor, 1 week after this woman came there, and I asked her, how did she see that I didn't have a door? She said she could see out the street and see the empty, and she could never see. It's a long driveway round. And she said, see how the Margaret. I tell her, I say, I just purchased the house, Margaret, and I don't know because I had an inspector when I was going to the house. I had a real estate, I had the bank, and I have the title people. So I don't know how they didn't see that problem, Your Honor.
Okay, well, you have until July 5th to remove the door.
Yes,
or
sir,
get the
I
door
surely
permitted.
will.
So, yep, remove them or permit them. I don't
Thank
care
you,
which
sir,
you
yes.
do.
Yes.
7-5, 7-10, 25 is granted. Thank you.
Thank you. And if we could take a 1-minute recess?
We'll take a 3-minute recess and you can talk to these people.
That Margaret, that
Okay,
wretch.
we'll take a couple
That
minutes. We
line
don't have a
wretch.
lot left of the
It's a
agenda.
line wretch.
Amazingly, a lot of people showed up for
Treat it
7
that
or 8 pages. Okay. All right. Back to our regularly scheduled program.
Yes, sir. We are back to page 1, status/fine assessment hearings, case 18-1970-11806, Dahlia Drive, Manuel Dominguez.
Okay, what's happening with that?
I'd like to enter into evidence the previous order finding violation, Exhibit 2, verification of ownership, and Exhibit 3, pictures.
Okay, what kind of nasty violating vehicle do we have? A Chevrolet. All right, with the tank in the back. Still violating?
Yes.
How much?
Yes, sir. It's been out for 2 days. We're asking for a fine of $50 and continuing.
50 plus continuing is granted. You can't make them buy a topper.
Moving to fine assessment hearings, 18-1986-2090 Reston Circle, Thomas Kalka.
I'd like to enter into evidence, Exhibit 1, the previous order finding violation, Exhibit 2, verification of ownership, and Exhibit 3, pictures.
All right, you have a scribbled green card. I swear they really need to put cursive lessons back in the schools, just for your signature. All right, so we have a signed green card, we have service, and what's our problem? They still haven't cleaned it. Okay, I just bought a new scrubby thing.
This has been out of compliance for 13 days, so we're asking for a fine of $325 and continuing.
325 plus continuing is granted. Yes, a scrubby thing, one of those things that spins around that you attach to the end of your pressure washer, so you don't have lines, you have circles.
18-1989-792 Orchid Drive, Daryl and Josephina Foster.
Okay, prohibited trailer, proceed.
I'd like to enter into evidence, Exhibit 1, the previous order finding violation, Exhibit 2, verification of ownership, and Exhibit 3, picture.
Okay. I mean, truly, this is my pet peeve for this meeting. Just, I'll quit after this meeting. That's the signature? What's wrong with this one? Oh, okay. Gotcha. It's hiding behind a pretty white fence. All right, you have a signed green card. You can proceed.
This was out of compliance for 9 days, so we'd be asking for a fine in the amount of $225 and not continuing.
225, no continuing is granted.
18-2008, 157 Ponce de Leon Street, Pablo E. Ruiz and Narida A. Diaz.
Okay.
I'd like to enter into evidence, Exhibit 1, the previous order finding violation, Exhibit 2, verification of ownership, and Exhibit 3, pictures.
All right, you have service via posting. Makes me happy about my scrubby thing. And someone needs a paint job and more. All right, what do you want in this case?
This has been out for 13 days, so a fine of $325 and continuing.
325 plus continuing is granted.
18-2056-222 Kingfisher Way, Verse at Royal Palm Beach, LP.
I'd like to enter into evidence, Exhibit 1, the previous order finding violation, Exhibit 2, verification of ownership, Exhibit 3, pictures, and Exhibit 4, permit information.
All right, so what was that called? It was an S name, wasn't it? Oh, Hidden Harbor? Okay. Thought it was a, and they decided to make it exciting by making it Verse.
It's a totally different owner at this point.
Yeah, same product, the same name, but we'll change the name. And I did kind of wonder if they got that permitted. I guess I was good about wondering about it. I was like, yeah, look, they changed the name. They're trying to market it, make it something new. How much are they?
This has been out for 9 days at $50 a day, so a fine of $450 and continuing.
450 plus continuing is granted.
19-0005-11848 Balsam Drive, Janet E. Riblet, Janet E. Riblet Trust, and Janet E. Riblet Trust title holder.
I'd like to enter into evidence, Exhibit 1, the previous order finding violation, Exhibit 2, verification of ownership, Exhibit 3, picture, and Exhibit 4, permit information showing that no permit has been applied for.
Okay, gas tank without a permit. Okay, how much are they? Are they
This has been out for
325?
13 days, so $325
325 plus continuing is granted.
19-0012-1188 Grandview Circle, Patricia A. Maldonado and Christian A. Negrin.
Okay,
I'd like to enter the following documents into evidence. Exhibit 1, previous order finding violation. Exhibit 2, verification ownership. Exhibit 3, pictures.
wow, someone actually had a signature with a name I could read. Mr. Maldonado signed for this one. Okay. Is it the Honda at the street or the Honda at the,
Both of them don't have current tags. He did move them a little bit, but the red car, as you can see, is missing parts. And no current tag on either one of them, even though there are out-of-state tags. There's no current sticker for them on the
well,
vehicle
out of
anywhere.
state still needs to be current, so
Okay.
granted, what do you want?
This has been out for 13 days, 325 and continuing.
325 plus continuing is granted.
Thank you.
Repeat violation hearings, 19-04192926 East Fontana Court, Carno Payne.
The code section is 1557. This is a repeat violation for high grass and weeds. I observed this violation on 3/22/19, mailed the notice of violation, notice of hearing certified. I don't know what happened to my green card.
It's in there somewhere.
I don't see it. My cases are all mixed up, so.
Oh, okay. We can put this to the side until you find your
Yeah,
green card.
let's
Let's just
over it.
skip it and we'll just come back if we find it. No. Photocopy of your green card.
That's on the,
old one?
that's the violation.
Oh, it's just a violation. Oh, never mind. Okay, March 22nd, 2019. Yeah, this is from 2018. Okay, never mind.
We'll skip that one. We'll move to page 3, violation hearings.
Got it.
Case 19-0154, 397 La Mancha Avenue, John M. and Marcia F. Spooner.
My goodness.
Code section is 622-105.5. AC permit is expired. I observed this violation on 2/6/19, mailed the notice of violation, notice of hearing certified, and posted them on the property. I'd like to enter into evidence Exhibit 1, notice of violation, notice of hearing, and affidavit of service. Exhibit 2, verification of ownership, and Exhibit 3, affidavit of compliance.
Finding of fact is granted. You do have service.
Thank you. 19-0155, 2734 Misty Oaks Circle, Margaret Fleury and Raymond J. Kelly.
I should have asked the guy the name of the solar contractor.
Code section is 622-105.5. Permit for the solar system is expired. I observed this violation on 2/6/19, mailed the notice of violation, notice of hearing certified, and posted them on the property. I'd like to enter into evidence Exhibit 1, notice of violation, notice of hearing, and affidavit of service. Exhibit 2, verification of ownership, and Exhibit 3, permit information.
Okay. They don't seem to have done anything with this one. You have service via posting. What would you like?
Compliance by 6/6 or the 6/19 fine hearing or $25 a day fine.
Granted.
19-0170 is being pulled. 19-0202 is being pulled.
Pulled.
19-0233, 143 Granada Street, Progress Residential Borrower 5 LLC.
The code section is 2657, 12.4C and 9.8. Structure was built without a permit. Garbage can not screened from view.
Excuse
And front
me?
hedges exceed 4 feet. I observed this violation on 2/14/19, mailed the notice of violation, notice of hearing certified, and got the green card back. I'd like to enter into evidence Exhibit 1, notice of violation, notice of hearing. Exhibit 2, verification of ownership. Exhibit 3, pictures. And that's not gonna be a permittable structure, so.
I'm sad that you chucked the village drone and just stood for standing on a roof taking pictures, but okay. You know, I mentioned that last time. Boy, I was like, there'll never be a village drone. Okay, you have a signed green card. Actually, it's stamped by Mr. Miller, and I love his stamp. What would you like on this
We'd
one?
be asking in this case for compliance by 4/25 or the 5/8 fine hearing or $25 a day fine.
Granted.
Top of page 4, 19-0318, 2493 Westmont Lane, Cindy R. and Michael A. Violi Sr.
Code section is 2657, canopies without a permit. I observed this violation on 2/27/19, mailed the notice of violation, notice of hearing certified, and got the green card back signed but not dated. I'd like to enter into evidence, Exhibit 1, notice of violation, notice of hearing, Exhibit 2, verification of ownership, Exhibit 3, pictures, and Exhibit 4, permit information showing no permit was pulled.
This Madison Greenish?
Yes.
I'm surprised the HOA hasn't clawed them too. All right, signed green card equals service. What would you like?
Compliance by 6/6 or the 6/19 fine hearing or $25 a day fine.
Granted.
19-0131, 768 Orchid Drive, Anthony Tate and Iris Conleaf.
We can thank the building department for half our agenda.
Hmm?
This one's being, which one are you on?
The 768 Orchid.
And that one.
Okay, that's being pulled. 19-0131.
Pulled.
Okay, let's do a finding of fact, then I don't know.
Yeah, so we're gonna keep that.
Now let's unpull it. Okay.
Thank you.
Actually, I don't even have.
The pull has been removed.
Never mind, we're pulling that.
We're pulling it again.
19-0131.
Okay.
Moving now to 19-0157, 184 Kingsway, Lawrence N. and Joanne M. Needle Jr.
Code section 622105.5, permit 171071 for mechanical has expired. Observe this on 2/5/19. The notice of violation, notice of hearing were mailed out 2/11/19 and were signed for on 2/13/19. We'd like to enter the following into evidence. Exhibit 1, notice of violation, notice of hearing. Exhibit 2, verification of ownership, and Exhibit 3, permit information.
Okay, you have a signed green card. So when is the building department going to take code enforcement to lunch?
We're asking for compliance in this one, in this case by 6/6 or the 6/19 fine hearing or $25 a day fine.
Granted.
Thank you.
19-0159, 10289 Carmen Lane, Thaylord and Vanessa Marseille.
Code section 622105.5, permit 18833 for a door installation has expired. I observed this on 2/5/19. The notice of violation, notice of hearing were mailed out 2/11/19 and were signed for on 2/13/19. We'd like to enter the following into evidence. Exhibit 1, notice of violation, notice of hearing. Exhibit 2, verification of ownership, and Exhibit 3, permit information.
You have a signed green card. You have service.
Again, we'd be asking for compliance by 6/6 or the 6/19 fine hearing or $25 a day fine.
Granted.
Thank you.
19-0174, 10863 Dalmani Way, Arthur H. Jacobs.
Code section 622105.5, permit 181516 for Steckel has expired. I observed this on 2/5/19. The notice of violation, notice of hearing were mailed out on 2/11/19 and were signed for on 2/13/19. We'd like to enter the following into evidence. Exhibit 1, notice of violation, notice of hearing. Exhibit 2, verification of ownership, and Exhibit 3, permit information.
Whoa. This kind of reminds me of the state of Tennessee.
Oh.
But you know, they left the sign part of your green card, so you do have service. So that was kind of cute. All right, well, what do you want on this one?
Again, compliance by 6/6 or the 6/19 fine hearing or $25 a day fine.
Granted.
Thank you.
19-0175, 212 Preserve Court, Andrew J. Giunta.
Code section 622105.5, permit 181586 has expired for a gazebo. We observed this on 2/5/19. The notice of violation, notice of hearing went out on 2/11/19 and were signed for on 3/19/19. We'd like to enter the following into evidence. Exhibit 1, notice of violation, notice of hearing, an affidavit of service. Exhibit 2, verification of ownership, and Exhibit 3, permit information.
All right, you have service via posting
And yes, I'm sorry, I forgot to do the affidavit.
and a permit extension approved?
Yes,
So is it a finding of
Finding of
facts?
fact, yes, sir.
Granted?
thank you.
I'm listening to the breaks in your presentation, because I had to read like 3 paragraphs into the record at Glen Ridge last week, and it was like doing the same thing. Get through 2 paragraphs, go, and then do another, 2 sentences, and okay.
Top of page 5, 19-0183, 10404 Pippin Lane, Helena Y. Hepburn.
Permit 181747 for a fence expired. The code, the code is 9-1. Observed this on 2/7/19. The notice of violation, notice of hearing were mailed out on 2/11/19 and were signed for on 2/13/19. We'd like to enter the following into evidence. Exhibit 1, notice of violation, notice of hearing, verification of ownership, and Exhibit 3, permit information.
Signed, green card equals service.
Again, compliance by 6/6 for the 6/19 fine hearing, $25 a day fine.
Granted.
Thank you.
19-0185, 11949 Park Central, Erica Michelle and Anthony G. Swan.
Permit, code section 622105.5, permit 171929 has expired for electric. Observed this on 2/7/19. The notice of violation, notice of hearing were mailed out on 2/11/19 and were signed for on 2/13/19. We'd like to enter the following into evidence. Exhibit 1, notice of violation, notice of hearing. Exhibit 2, verification of ownership, and Exhibit 3, permit information.
Another scribbled green card equals service. What would you like here?
Again, compliance by 6/6 or the 6/19 fine assessment hearing or $25 a day fine.
Granted.
Thank you.
19-0196, 1280 Chorus Way, Shana Thane.
Code section 622105.5, permit expired for a water heater, permit number 182049. I observed this 2/7/19. The notice of violation, notice of hearing were mailed out on 2/11/19 and were posted. We would like to enter the following into evidence. Exhibit 1, notice of violation, notice of hearing, and affidavit of service. Exhibit 2, verification of ownership, and Exhibit 3, permit information.
All right, service via posting is service.
Again, we're asking for compliance by 6/6 or the 6/19 fine hearing or $25 a day fine.
Granted.
19-0308 is being pulled.
Okay.
19-0309, 1328 Carousel Way, Jean T. Luson and Florice Leducier.
Code section 1540, 06190A1, 3 and 5, 9-4. Palm tree branches hanging over the sidewalk, driveway, sidewalk are stained. The gate is in disrepair. I observed this on 2/25/19. The notice of violation, notice of hearing were mailed out on 2/27/19 and were signed for on 3/1/19. We'd like to enter the following into evidence. Exhibit 1, notice of violation, notice of hearing. Exhibit 2, verification of ownership, and Exhibit 3, pictures.
All right, you have a signed green card. We have here other than mattresses at this. Let's see, palm branches. Okay, is that the little palm?
Yes, it's hard to see it. It's right there by the sidewalk.
That's
the
okay.
driveway.
You mean by the darkness it is the sidewalk? Yes. Okay. And what else do we have? This is. It's hard to get that dark. You must have found a really good day with some rain there and a good cloud cover, because that is like the darkest sidewalk I have seen in Royal Palm Beach in 9 years. That's impressive. I'm impressed. 6/6/6/1925.
6/6/6/19 or $50 a day fine.
Oh, that's my impressive has been shared. 50, granted.
Thank you.
19-0162, 176 Martin Circle, Abner M. Umpierre and Adida Carvajal.
Code section is 622-105.5, permit for repairs has expired. Observed this violation on 2/5/19, sent out notice of violation, notice of hearing on 2/11/19, and have posted it to the property. I'd like to enter the following documents into evidence. Exhibit 1, notice of violation, notice of hearing, affidavit of service. Exhibit 2, verification ownership. Exhibit 3, AS400 permit information.
Okay, I gotta tell you, these permit things are just boring. There are no pretty pictures, there are no stories. I mean, what's this one for?
Repairs.
Repairs. I don't even know what repairs are.
Repairs on a dock.
Oh, okay. 6/6/6/1950, 25?
25, yes, sir.
Granted.
19-0169, 245 Sandpiper Avenue, Heather and Harry Rogers.
Code section 9-1, permit 181499 for a fence has expired. I observed this violation on 2/5/19, sent out notice of violation, notice of hearing on 2/11/19, and I spoke with the owner on 2/14/19. So I got actual service on that. I'd like to enter the following documents and evidence. Exhibit 1, notice of violation, notice of hearing. Exhibit 2, verification ownership. Exhibit 3, AS400 permit information.
You have service via posting, at least when they install an illegal fence, you get a picture of the fence. 6/6/6/1925 is granted.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
19-0194, 180 Bob White Road, Jonathan M. Halpert and Tanya M. Meese.
Code section 9-1, permit 181959 for a fence has expired. I observed this violation on 2/7/19, sent out a notice of violation, notice of hearing on 2/11/19, and received it back on 2/19/19. I'd like to enter those following documents into evidence. Exhibit 1, notice of violation, notice of hearing. Exhibit 2, verification of ownership. Exhibit 3, AS4 under permit information.
I could ask how you observed it on 2/7/19, but I won't. Granted.
Compliance by 6/6 or 6/19 or $25.
Granted.
Thank you.
19-0214 is being pulled. 19-0217, 1057 Moonlight Way, Stacy L. Barnes.
Code section 9-1, replaced or installed a fence
See, I'll
without
get a
permit.
picture.
Yes, you do. I observed this violation on 2/11/19, sent out a notice of violation, notice of hearing on 2/12/19, and they signed for the green card on 2/16/19. I'd like to enter those following documents into evidence. Exhibit 1, notice of violation, notice of hearing. Exhibit 2, verification of ownership. Exhibit 3, pictures. Exhibit 4, AS4 under permit information. And Exhibit 5, emails from Linda Walker to the homeowner.
Wow, the double gate versus the single gate. How observant. I love that. That's wonderful. You have Stacy, who actually has a legible first name, which is wonderful as well. What would you like? 6/6/6/1925?
Yes, sir.
Granted.
Thank you.
And she's actually an attorney, so it's surprising it's legible.
Ah, well, no, she's not a doctor. Come on, doctors can't write.
19.
There's a class.
19-0218, 10638 Misty Lane. Angelie A. Frazier.
Code section 6135942, 124C, 144, and 2316. House numbers in disrepair, fence in disrepair, garbage can in public view, disabled vehicle parking against the flow of traffic. I observed this violation on 2/11/19, sent out notice of violation, notice of hearing on 2/12/19. They signed for the green card on 2/16/19. I'd like to enter the following documents into evidence. Exhibit 1, notice of violation, notice of hearing. Exhibit 2, verification of ownership. Exhibit 3, pictures. Exhibit 4, permit information I put as well because of the fence.
But they have a clean sidewalk.
Yeah, and now they have a new fence without a permit, so.
Well, they have a clean fence too. All right, you have a signed green card. What would you like?
And this one, code sections 9-4-42, which is fence in disrepair, and 12-4C, garbage can in public view. Those are findings of fact.
Okay.
For the remaining code sections, we'd be asking for compliance by 5:30, or the 6/19 fine hearing, or a $25 a day fine.
You just want to do that just so I could have something to break up my orders. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
19-0252 is being pulled.
Thank you.
19-0367 is being pulled.
Oh, God, we're on a roll.
19-0363 is being pulled. 19-0381, 9150 Belvedere Road, number 105. Gloria Guo Professional Group LLC.
She used to show up. I guess you got mad. Last time it was like tenant repairs or improvements in something. And after
Code
that.
sections are 16-1A and 16-9, 2692, and 2021, operating a business without a village business tax in violation of the zoning code and signage put up without a permit. Linda Walker observed this violation on 3/15/19. Now the notice of violation, notice of hearing certified, and got the green card back signed, not dated. I'd like to enter into evidence, Exhibit 1, notice of violation and notice of hearing. Exhibit 2, verification of ownership. Exhibit 3, pictures. Exhibit 4, website information. Exhibit 5, state license and corporation information.
We're very sensitive in Palm Beach County these days. These look like very interesting masseuse pictures. You're running low on toner. I've seen enough.
So the issue here is, although it's cited for operating without a BTR, this business can't operate at this location. This is in the IL zoning district.
So it's a non-permitted
It's a non-permitted
use in the
use, nor
zoning
is it-
district, so you should be able to stop it.
Correct, and the business needs to be deactivated on Sunbiz. The signs need to come down, the window signs. We would ask for compliance. We would ask for an inspection in this case to verify that the business is not operating.
Okay.
And we'd ask for compliance by 4/18 or up to $250 a day fine.
Or 18, inspection.
Correct, and if compliance
And
is
how
not
much
achieved,
fine?
up to $250 per day.
Up to 250.
And if a fine assessment hearing is necessary, that'd be on 5/8.
Okay, have fun writing the order. 418, inspection or appear at the 518 hearing with up to $250 fine, and you will be able to confirm or deny whether or not they have closed the business
Correct, and taking the window signs down.
and remove the window signage because the business is not permitted in that zoning category.
Correct, it's a state licensed massage therapist business. It's not neither a permitted or special exception use in the district that it's in.
Okay,
We're only allowed in CN and CG, and this is not that, it's IL.
got it. Anything
you.
further?
No, sir.
Please let the record reflect
We
that
have-
I signed the.
Actually, we do have one, we need to loop back up on one from page 2. Did you find a green card?
You're just gonna pull that?
Yeah.
Yeah, we need to pull
That's fine. Pull
19-0419.
419 is pulled, and let the record reflect that I signed the Wednesday, March 13th, 2019 minutes. Anything further?
No, sir.
According to the computer, 7:13, we are concluded.